A newspaper page slides across the wet street, lit only by the red glow of a flickering neon sign. The headline, soaked and torn, reads, "Where is Spider-Man?" A deep, steady voice begins to speak. The world may have forgotten his name, but New York cannot forget his shadow. Lightning cracks across the skyline. A brief flash reveals a tattered Spider-Man poster peeling off a brick wall. The city looks colder, harsher, almost abandoned by hope. The music builds with a haunting, pulsing beat. The trailer begins with wide shots of New York at night. The streets are slick with rain, puddles reflecting broken signs and empty sidewalks. A sense of unease fills the frame. The camera drifts slowly down an alley where graffiti sprawls across the walls. Drawings of Spider-Man's mask crossed out. Messages like "No More Heroes" scrawled in red spray paint. The atmosphere is heavy, like the city itself is mourning. The voiceover returns, low and somber. It has been years since he swung above these streets. Without him, crime rules the night. A montage follows. Masked thugs smashing into a jewelry store. A terrified shop owner ducking for cover. A young kid watching from behind a curtain as violence unfolds outside his window. Police sirens wail in the distance, but they feel powerless, unable to keep up with the rising wave of chaos. Cut to the iconic Daily Bugle building, its massive digital screen replaying old footage of Spider-Man. The anchor's voice is harsh and doubtful. Some say Spider-Man abandoned us. Others say, maybe he was never real at all. The screen glitches, and the video cuts to black. The music shifts, darker now, pulsing with drums like a heartbeat. A shadowy figure stands at the top of a skyscraper, but the camera only captures the boots and the silhouette of a tattered trench coat. The figure's voice creeps in like a whisper. A city without a protector is mine for the taking. Flashes of destruction ripple across the screen. Explosions ripping through the night. Oscorp's glowing green logo flickering, masked gangs flooding the streets. The chaos feels unstoppable. The camera then drifts down to a cracked mask lying in the gutter. A Spider-Man mask, dirty and broken, staring back at the viewer with lifeless white eyes. The rain continues to fall. Suddenly, silence, then the faint sound of fabric being pulled tight. A zipper sliding. A hand clenching into a fist. The voiceover grows stronger, filled with doubt and regret, but also resolve. I thought the world would be safer without me. I was wrong. Quick flashes cut across the screen. A gloved hand grabbing a web shooter, a mask being lifted from a box. The lens of Spider-Man's eye glowing as it reflects the storm outside. The final shot of this section. Spider-Man's silhouette stepping into the rain-soaked city, blurred but powerful. The crowd's noise fades in the background, whispers, gasps, disbelief, as if the city itself has been holding its breath. Waiting for this moment, the screen fades to black. Text appears. A new dawn is coming. Asterisk, the screen is silent, drenched in darkness. For a moment, only the soft hum of the city is heard. Distant sirens. A subway rattling beneath the streets, and the faint buzz of neon lights. Then a single sound breaks through. The sharp click of metal locking into place. The image fades in a close-up of Peter's hand strapping the web shooter around his wrist. His fingers hesitate for just a moment, trembling, as though the weight of what he's about to do is almost too heavy to carry. The voiceover begins, quiet, raw. I promised myself I was done, that I could finally live a normal life, without the mask. But some promises can't survive reality. The camera cuts to Peter's reflection in a cracked bathroom mirror. He looks older, more worn. His eyes carry the shadows of battles past, friends lost, memories erased. He braces the Spider-Man mask against the sink, staring at it like it's both a curse and a salvation. A raindrop leaks from a broken ceiling pipe and splashes onto the mask, as if the city itself is calling him back. The score builds. Soft strings laced with a heartbeat-like drum, a montage begins. Peter sits alone at a workbench lit only by a desk lamp. He carefully repairs his old suit, thread by thread, the camera focusing on every small detail, the torn fabric, the scuffed emblem, the broken lenses. He pauses, lifting the mask slowly, staring at its hollow eyes. His whisper breaks the silence. I don't know if I'm ready. But they need Spider-Man. Cut to a rooftop. Rain lashes against the city as Peter steps forward in full costume for the first time in years. The camera lingers on his chest emblem as lightning flashes, casting him in silhouette. The voiceover grows stronger, steadier. Every time I've fallen, the city has been there to remind me who I am. I am their protector. I am their responsibility. The scene explodes into motion. A burst of color floods the screen as Spider-Man swings between skyscrapers, his webs slicing through the rain. The music crescendos, heroic yet tinged with sorrow. The camera soars alongside him, capturing the breathtaking scale of New York City illuminated against the stormy sky. His movements are graceful yet heavy. Like a man carrying the weight of every choice he's ever made, quick cuts follow. Spider-Man stopping a runaway car with his webs, the screech of tires echoing. Thugs scattering as he drops into an alley, his eyes glowing in the dark. A child staring out of a window, eyes wide with awe as Spider-Man swings past, reminding the city that its hero has returned, but the tone shifts. The music softens into a haunting piano as Peter's voiceover breaks through again. I thought putting the mask away would make me free. But without Spider-Man, I'm just Peter Parker, lost, broken, afraid. A flashback-style montage strikes quickly blurred images of MJ, Ned, Aunt May, faces that haunt him. Each memory fades like smoke, as if torn from his life but never from his heart. His fists tighten. His swing grows faster, angrier, cut to Spider-Man standing at the top of a skyscraper, the wind howling around him. The city sprawls below, both alive and decaying. His voice carries resolve now. If the world has forgotten me, then I will remind them. Spider-Man was never about one name. It was about hope. The beat rises again. He leaps off the building, webbing, catching the lightning-lit skyline as he rockets forward, the camera whipping with him. Each swing is faster, harder, filled with purpose. Suddenly, a violent explosion rocks the streets below. Flames roar upward, shattering glass. Spider-Man dives into the chaos, twisting through falling debris. His webs snag a collapsing sign just in time to shield a group of civilians. The crowd screams, but when they see him, silence spreads. Someone whispers softly, almost disbelieving, "He's back." The music explodes into a triumphant roar as Spider-Man lands in a three-point pose, the ground cracking beneath him. The camera lingers on his mask, raindrops running down the white lenses. He lifts his head, the city lights glowing in the reflection of his eyes. The voiceover delivers one final line before the section ends. This city may have lost Peter Parker, but Spider-Man will always rise again. The screen cuts to black, white text fades in. The return of a hero, the sound of a web shooter thwip slices the silence, pulling the trailer into its next chapter. Asterisk, the screen fades in with a low rumble, almost like the growl of something massive stirring beneath the city. We see a cracked Oscorp sign glowing green against the night sky, half its letters flickering as if the building itself is sick. The camera pans downward into the shadows of a laboratory hidden deep underground. Broken glass crunches under someone's boots. Strange experiments glow inside shattered tubes. Fluid dripping onto the floor, a distorted voice echoes, sharp and menacing. "You've been gone too long, Spider-Man. And in your absence, I have grown stronger." The sound of machinery roars to life, metal arms slamming against steel walls, sparks flying. A silhouette appears, blurred, monstrous, familiar yet new. Before his face can be revealed, the camera cuts away. The music dips into silence. A warm voice interrupts, filled with courage. "You don't have to do this alone." The screen brightens. Enter Sadie Sink's character, introduced through a simple yet powerful moment. She steps into a college lecture hall, her hair damp from the rain, books in hand. The camera lingers on her eyes, filled with fire. Quick flashes reveal more, her standing up to a group of thugs, rushing into chaos instead of running away, daring to act when others freeze. Peter's voiceover follows. Uncertain, searching. "She reminds me of someone I once knew. Someone who believed in me, even when I didn't." Montage begins, Sadie Sink's character handing Peter a notebook filled with research about Oscorp's latest projects, her tone steady, her gaze unshaken. A tense moment where she nearly gets caught sneaking into Oscorp's labs. Peter, in mask, pulling her out at the last second. Their eyes locking in the chaos of alarms and flashing red lights, the music grows hopeful. Layered with tension, cut to a rooftop conversation between the two, New York's lights sprawling beneath them. She looks at Spider-Man and says firmly, "You're not the only one willing to fight for this city. Maybe the mask doesn't just belong to you anymore." The camera lingers on Peter's silence, the weight of her words pressing into him. His voiceover carries through. "She's brave, reckless, everything I used to be. And maybe everything I need to be again." The trailer shifts sharply, the hope colliding with danger. An explosion rips through the streets. Screams echo. The villain's voice booms, cruel and taunting. "You think you can save them all? No one man can stop what's coming." Flashes of chaos tear across the screen. A bridge collapsing into the river, cars tumbling into the water. A swarm of Oscorp drones flying through the night sky, their green lights glowing like predatory eyes. Civilians scrambling as masked gangs riot in the streets. A close-up of the villain's hand slamming onto a table. Blueprints of the city sprawled beneath it. Spider-Man swings into frame, dodging explosions, catching falling debris, fighting wave after wave of enemies. The editing is frantic, every shot sharper, faster. Louder. In the midst of battle, Sadie Sink's character is shown running into danger again, this time with a purpose. She pulls someone from a burning car, throws a brick at a thug, and refuses to back down even when cornered. Spider-Man swings in at the last second, knocking the thug away. Their eyes meet, but before he can speak, she shouts over the chaos, "Don't hold back because of me. Do what you were meant to do." The music rises, pounding with urgency. Cut to an aerial shot of the city engulfed in fire and smoke. The villain's voice returns, louder, filled with venom. "This city doesn't need a savior. It needs to be reborn." In fire, the camera zooms into his face at last, shadows lifting to reveal twisted eyes, a grin filled with madness. His identity is left ambiguous, but his threat is undeniable. Quick montage. Faster and faster, Spider-Man grappling with the villain on the side of a skyscraper. Sadie Sink's character hacking into Oscorp systems, alarms blaring. Spider-Man barely saving a bus of children from plunging off a bridge. The villain unleashing a new weapon that glows with unstable energy. Shaking the ground beneath the city, the music slams into silence. The camera cuts to Spider-Man, battered and out of breath, kneeling in the middle of a burning street. Sadie Sink's character rushes to his side, her voice trembling but determined. "You don't have to carry this alone." "Peter, not anymore." His mask turns toward her slowly, the reflection of fire burning in his lenses, the final shot of this section. Spider-Man and Sadie standing side by side against a backdrop of chaos, one masked, one unmasked, both ready to face the storm. Text fades in. Bold and powerful, a new ally, a new threat. A new day. A chilling laugh from the villain echoes as the screen cuts to black. Asterisk, the screen opens in silence. Ash floats through the air like snow, drifting across a broken skyline. A fire burns in the distance, reflecting against the Hudson River, staining the water with streaks of orange and red. The sound of a single heartbeat echoes faintly, as if the trailer itself is holding its breath. Suddenly, Spider-Man crashes into frame, slammed against the side of a skyscraper by a force too powerful to see. He falls, twisting through shards of glass, before a web shoots out at the last second, stopping his fall. He swings hard, slamming into a rooftop, rolling, then rising slowly to his feet. His breathing is heavy. His suit is torn. Blood mixes with the rain. The villain's voice pierces the silence, taunting, "You can't save everyone, Spider-Man." "Not this time." Cut to the bridge. Cars dangle from snapped cables, flames roar as explosions ripple across its surface. Spider-Man swings through the chaos, grabbing one car with his webs while another plummets into the river below. The camera cuts to Peter's face beneath the mask, his eyes wide with horror. He can't save them all. The score swells, frantic. Pounding drums layered with desperate strings, montage fires off in quick flashes. Spider-Man clashing with the villain in midair, their fight framed by explosions. Sadie Sink's character sprinting through a collapsing Oscorp lab, alarms screaming, sparks flying overhead. A terrified crowd watching from the streets as Spider-Man swings above, their voices rising together in hope and fear. A massive green energy core pulsing inside Oscorp Tower, unstable, threatening to consume the entire city. The villain's laughter echoes. Sharp and cruel Spider-Man lands hard on a rooftop, the camera close on his face. His mask is half torn, one eye lens cracked. Rain pours down, mixing with sweat and blood. His voiceover cuts through, steady but filled with pain. Every choice I've made has cost me something. Someone. But no matter what I lose, no matter how many times I fall, the music builds to a roaring crescendo. Spider-Man will always rise. He launches himself off the building, swinging faster than ever before. The camera soars alongside him, weaving between skyscrapers as explosions light the horizon. His web hits a burning helicopter, redirecting it just before it crashes into the street. He spins through smoke, dodging collapsing debris. Each swing fueled by desperation and courage. The montage grows bigger, more relentless. Spider-Man battling the villain atop Oscorp Tower, their silhouettes clashing against the glow of the unstable core. Sadie Sink's character holding back tears as she shouts, "Peter, you can do this! Don't stop now!" A massive wave crashing into the docks as a ship explodes, Spider-Man diving into the water to pull people free. Flames engulfing Times Square as Oscorp drones swarm overhead, their lights cutting through the smoke like predators. The villain snarls, his voice shaking the screen. "This city will burn and you will watch it die." In response, Spider-Man lands in the middle of the street, battered but unbroken. The camera circles him as he clenches his fists, his voice calm but filled with fire. "Not today." The music cuts to silence. Spider-Man swings toward Oscorp Tower, the final battle looming. The camera locks onto his mask as he rockets forward, the storm raging behind him. At the very last second, the screen cuts to black. White text appears, slowly. Letter by letter, Spider-Man, brand new day. The music returns, now triumphant, swelling with power. The letters glow brighter, then fade into the darkness. But the trailer isn't finished. A stinger plays. The screen is dark, quiet. Footsteps echo in a narrow alley. A shadowy figure steps into the light, their face hidden. They pick up the cracked Spider-Man mask from the ground, turning it over slowly in their hand. A chilling whisper fills the silence. The day may be new, but the night still belongs to me. The figure lifts their head just enough to reveal a familiar grin. Whether it's Norman Osborn, Hobgoblin, or someone else, it's left deliberately unclear. The screen cuts to black one final time. The last sound is the snap of a web shooter, echoing into silence.